Channel 6 that need to take that off of the air. Because for years, you hear me, for years, people is saying you're all moving back and forth in the legislature. But we cannot hear for some reason. The voice is not coming through.
Okay, let me respond to you quickly. Okay, it was brought to the attention of the owners of the station that we have a power issue in terms of broadcasting both stations. Okay, so we have listened to the public and we have brought it up to the owners that the frequency has to be increased and it has to be more accessible. So it's been done more than once. Okay, so your concern is addressed and it's not solved, but we did raise it on more than one occasion.
But you see that's the disadvantage to the people, Senator.
Now, the second thing is this. Commercial radio stations wouldn't want to carry the Senate Live because they use most of their time to play ads. So I-95 wouldn't carry us. We can't go to them and say carry us because they can make more money selling ads and having a commercial programming than us playing, okay? Because one of their contract, if they're doing it well, might be the amount of the contract, if it's a yearly contract to broadcast some kind of advertisement. Like, for example, when a show coming in, one of these big show, them boys spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 one time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that commercial radio stations were never really an option because we can't pay the amount of time that we're going to use to balance off the benefit they would make by not having the commercials. So I-95 and some of them, so we can't do that. So what we have to look for is non-profit radio stations that are educational and have an educational license, okay? And are not really heavy commercial, okay? Sure, the one like 100.7, the reggae one, right? We approach them because they don't play no heap of commercial. But the owner making a big, he's selling packages. We approach a lot of stations because we approach them, we want to be fair.
Okay, let me move on.
So let me leave that alone.
Yeah, let me say this.
Now, you hear anything about Hovenza?
Concerning.
Okay.
Concerning what?
Some type of release or something?
No, I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because I get a call this morning, but I wasn't sure.
I wouldn't know much about that, but what I know, the unit where they had the problem part, they don't deal with it, don't modify it, everything. And
I know, okay.
Online and this other thing, so I really don't know. But let me say this to you, Senator.
Okay, where you going? I think I know where you're going.
Concerning this sports issue, right? You made a true statement, which I observed a long time ago.
Right.
The sporting activities and facilities is not a priority in the Virgin Islands.
Right.
Past government and even this present one don't see where they can make money as far as sport is concerned.
Right. They don't prioritize it.
No, it is not part of their priority.
No.
In other countries, when it comes down to big sporting activities, countries spend millions of dollars in order to host certain sporting activities where the Olympics,
Puerto Rico,
FIFA World Cup, with the games, you know, the different sporting is not part of, you know, I mean, I don't know because people cannot get there directly involved as far as what they will get out of it. Here, it's not part of, you know, it's not a priority. It's really not.
No.
And it's really sad.
It is sad because some of us believe, like you and me,
you know,
that it could really help.
Because what's really happening, when I went on to St. Kitts a couple of years ago and I see this track and field, sporting facility, I was amazed. I mean, I was stunned because when I was thinking it was not there.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this, Lanval. St. Kitts won third in the relay and qualified for the World Championship in Mayagüez.
Who beat them?
Well, Jamaica and Bahamas.
Okay.
I mean, Jamaica and Trinidad, sorry.
Okay.
And let me say this to you. 5-6 years ago, before they get a track, they would not even be in a 4x1 relay team. And you know who they bring out of retirement? And he won a great leg, King Collins.
Okay. Okay.
And they got a track. And now they qualify for the World Championship, for the Olympics with a relay team, St. Kitts.
Well, you see...
So, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I tell you,
But where that come from? The track.
Yeah, think it's always produce good, Ali, but they never had the facility. But as
Exactly.
you said, you know, the facility is there too.
Yeah, so...
And even the BVI, which I want to go back there to see what it's like, because
it's a fantastic facility.
That year they use this Shirley Recreation Ground.
Well, you know what we're trying to do now? I'll tell you what we're looking at. And we approached BVI about it already. To have a Virgin Islands Championship at the BVI track.
That will be beautiful. That will be beautiful.
Where all our best athletes come down, and we got to that. We ain't got one in the U.S. Virgin Islands to do it, so we gotta go where we got it.
Go where it is, and I think
imagine that. But anyhow, that's what we got to do because we got to look out for our athletes. We can't wait.
We have advantage, you know, as American territory in the Caribbean. We should have done got them facilities.
Yeah, but you say next year. Okay. Yeah, man. Thank you, Lanval, and good morning, Carla.
Morning, sir.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. You recognize your voice, Senator Russell?
Of course.
Okay.
One thing, being a musician, you just got to talk to me once, and I know your voice.
All right. I don't want you to stay, but do you remember our last conversation?
That's right.
But what happened? Nothing happened, right?
Not yet.
Okay. Senator Russell, what I want to say, right? The territorial court, which is the superior court right now, when they make some decisions and you run to the federal court sometimes fix the case or make the superior court fix it. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. There are very many agencies of the Virgin Islands where the Senate have given them full authority to control the business. That is the court also. WAPA is one of them, but the Senate finally was necessary to intervene because WAPA was carrying it to a degree where it was not acceptable.
Right.
Now, when the children of Israel was in Egypt, Pharaoh used to take a lot of advantage, making them make bricks without straw. And he get to the point where God said, no, enough is enough, like Kushanda said. We're going to send Moses. But a lot of us who is in a situation right now, and you know which one I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention nothing.
No, you got to go.
Pharaoh was a tyrant. Now, if you're a woman, what is it? I don't know, but whatever it is tyranny, or advantage that is taken over certain groups.
Right.
And we were wondering who would be our Moses. But apparently, some of our boys have drew a conclusion that we don't have no Moses.
No, man, don't say that. Let me say this to you. The taxi industry...
Now you mention where I'm coming from.
No, well, I got to, because I want people to know. It's an industry that has to be protected. And encroachment is something that we have to look into. And we are going to look into it. There are certain industries here that that as part of how we generate money and how people live is very important. Since we are tourist-based with some manufacturing territory, the taxi industry, like the hotel industry, like restaurants, are very important. So don't think what you're saying is going unnoticed. The enforcement issue is huge, not only to the taxi industry, but when we went to these town meetings, many of the businesses talk about enforcement of just basic laws. There's a barking issue in St. Thomas that came out. There's an enforcement of collection of certain issues in terms of the territory. There's a enforcement of law, which is the noise law. Some people saying is being discriminatorily enforced and creating big problems, over enforcement. A lot of things happening. But don't take some of the inactivity regarding your industry right now as that people aren't listening, and those of us in leadership don't understand it.
Senator Russell, if you permit me one more minute, right?
Sure.
Ever since Governor Turnbull came into office, he used to come and sit down with us before he became a governor. Sit down with us and talk with us. And after, when he became his governor,
he done with you.
Yes. And when he selects all his commissioners, he never selects a taxi commission. And when he do catch up himself, he appoints Mr. Baker. The very first day Mr. Baker came to St. Croix, he didn't even come to the taxi stand. He catches ride way from where would be close to the taxi. So the person would come and pick him up and say, but use the taxi commissioner, and he wouldn't even come and say hello to the taxi guys. And then he turned around, later on, he put it under Mr. Rotnick, who is the commissioner of license and consumer affairs. And from that time on, and I'm talking for myself alone, so when they want to take action against me, please don't take it against the other guys, because far the state is in a particular place. Anytime somebody says something about the situation there, it is rebuffed by finding some kind of other hardship. Now that is what is being said from other people who are doing certain things.
Right.
I don't want to say all these things on the air, but that is the saying, that every time a taxi driver says something, they find a way to punish. So I'm saying right now, if you intend to punish me. Don't punish the other guys, because the other guys don't know what I'm saying.
Well, I'll say this very clearly. Those of us who grew up in a Christian environment that deals with a modern society, retaliation is not an option. When people disagree with you, retaliation just should never be an option. When people disagree, they should be recognized and accepted for having a different view opinion. And when people want action in a certain area that might be in conflict with another person, there are ways to resolve conflicts that don't have retaliation involved.
Yeah, but that was in the past. Because nowadays, nowadays on the street, when I don't agree with you, I shoot you.
Right.
And when we go in higher places where we don't use a gun, we use our pen to shoot you down with pen on paper.
Right. And it's
the same basic thing.
Same basic concept, yes. And we need to move on from that. And some of us in leadership don't have that concept in place.
Yeah, but Senator Russell, in conclusion, don't fool yourself. There's a God in heaven who watches down. I hope you believe there's a God.
Of course.
Because a lot of people don't believe there's a God.
I want to talk about that.
But that God sometimes allows things to happen for a long period of time before he strikes. And he doesn't have to strike you when you're in the office. He will strike you when you leave the office.
Exactly.
That is why you see some people in high places down the road. They don't know which part is Protestant, which part is Christian said, and they are paying for bad things they have done when they were in authority. And I'm talking to everybody who's heard me, who wants to retaliate on me. I don't care. I say like Los James, I'll live my life. I'm ready to go. You want to send somebody to do whatever to me, I don't care. But all I'm going to tell you